exclusive. Like, it's giving VIP, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah. So I was kind of bored, and also not falling asleep, so I thought we could play Slitherio, because that is a very relaxing activity. So, Bebo is the name. Let's see if let's change our skin. Where's the option where you select for yourself? Oh, I don't like any. What? slitherio a lot in chemistry class because I really hated it and I was really bad at chemistry. Especially because, like, if you, in this class, if you didn't have a natural talent for chemistry, you were basically screwed because the teacher was so bad. He was so bad. Like, in the start, like, I really was interested in chemistry. So I would ask a lot of questions when I didn't understand things. So I would raise my hand and he would come over. And then I would ask him a question. And then he would ask me questions back. Like, so I'd be like, sir, I don't understand. I don't know. I really can't remember anything from that class. But, like, let's say I said, sir, I don't understand protons. Like, I don't understand. Oh, like, electron sharing. I don't understand it. And then he'd be like, well, can you tell me what an electron is? And then I'd be like, no, I actually can't. And then he'd be like, well, can you try? And I'd be like, well, no. Can you just tell me what it is, though? I don't know, I feel like I'm not explaining this well. But the point is, he was terrible. And, like, I often was left way more confused. Look, we got a little baby. Oh my god, it's my little sister. My little sibling. I love them. But anyway, oh shit. Oh, thank god. Yes! Success! I'm so good. I'm sorry, I get so cocky, like, immediately after minimal success. But yeah, so he was terrible and I didn't like him, so me and my friend, who I basically tricked into taking that class with me because it was actually terrible, and, like, I knew we weren't going to be doing well, and I was like, no, please take chemistry with me, because I didn't want to be alone, and I was too stubborn to quit. Like, you've never met a person more stubborn than me, because, like, I knew from day one that that class was gonna suck ass, and I still did not drop it, because I did not want to be devastated. But yeah, I didn't want to be, like, the first person to drop the class. I had a bit of an inferiority complex. And in that class, I mean, my inferiority complex was so warranted because I was probably the worst one. Like, no, I definitely was, like, close to the bottom of the class. But yeah, so I tricked my friend into joining. I was like, yeah, chemistry's so much fun. And then she, I guess, was also stubborn, so we both stuck it out for some reason, even though we could have dropped it as a subject and taken something else. But I didn't, because I really thought I was gonna figure out that I was a chemistry, like, an undiscovered chemistry prodigy, and that was not the case. I remember, like, and this is gonna piss off anyone who was a good student, like, in high school, because honestly, like, we were ballsy, like, we were really freaking ballsy. I don't think I could do this. Like, at this point in my life, I don't think I would have the balls to do this kind of shit. But, like, I remember we came to class once, and, like, this was after, I think, 2 years of being in this class, where we just, like, did not basically try at all. And so, we came into class one day after having agreed to, like, do all the sub-subject, if you will. Like every section of the curriculum, like you take a test and they would place you in either the studies, the standard, or the higher level class. And I don't do so good. I don't do so well on standardized tests, which is fine, like, whatever. I actually don't even know what standardized tests means. If I'm being honest, I feel like I've heard it a lot, and so I think I kind of know what it means, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, they would make you take a test on the, like, subject before they taught you on it, and I would usually do, like, okay, but not super well. And I remember for one of the subjects, I scored really, really poorly. Like, abnormally poorly, because usually I would score within, like, I don't know, like, the 50th percentile or whatever. Like, I would be kind of in the middle, maybe in the lower half of the middle. But so they put me in the standards class, or the studies class, and the teacher there was so, so good. He was super nice, he was very patient, and he kind of, like, if he saw that there were gaps in our knowledge, that, like, even in subjects that were areas that, oh crap, so even in areas that we had, like, already covered, he would go back and he would be very thorough and he would teach it to us. Oh, that's my dog. Anyway, he wouldn't, like, some teachers, it's like if you, shit, come on, yeah, that's my dog. She's a midnight snacker, what can I say? What? Oh, crap. That was embarrassing. Anyway, but so, the teacher, he was, like, very, very nice. What the fuck? He was, like, so nice. And, oh, shit. Is this ASMR? Like, I feel like that was so loud. But anyway, he was super duper nice, and if you didn't understand something, even if it was something that they had, like, already covered in the curriculum, he would go back and he would be very patient and he would teach it to you. And because I was in the studies class with all the other dummies, like, everything was super chill, so there was no pressure to kind of succeed. Everyone was, like, very much on the same page in terms of, like, not understanding certain things that maybe seemed very obvious to everybody else. So I remember we went over our times tables, like, which was something at that point which we were supposed to have learned already. And I remember a lot of us, like, did not, like, we could do the times tables up until, I think it was, like, 5 or 6, but then, like, we would struggle with certain numbers or not be, like, proficient when it came, like, when it got to that, like, higher number range. So he, like, went through it with all of us, and, like, we finally learned it. Anyway, so after that, like, subject was done, that part of the curriculum was done, they would test you again to see, like, if you had made any improvements and if there were any gaps in your knowledge, I guess, and also to kind of decide where to place you. Actually, how did it work? Okay, so basically they would test you once before and then once after. So I guess, yeah, they would test you once before and once after. So I guess afterwards, I placed quite highly, and I also placed highly on the, like, subsequent, like, pre-subject test. So they put me in the higher level class, because, like, to test me out or whatever, because they apparently saw some potential or whatever in me. So they placed me in the higher class kind of as a test, and I immediately, like, was back down to, like, the lowest level. And I think I cried in that one class because I was so stressed out, and I really did not like it. But when they put me back in the studies class, I did really, really well. So I kept testing out of the studies class, only to be put back into the studies class, because I couldn't handle the stress of the upper, like, the other, like, math classes. Anyway, this is, like, a common theme for me in schools, is, like, if I'm in a class full of, like, full of the people who've tested in the lower percentile, like, I do really, really my point here being, I'm not just stupid. Not that there's anything wrong with being stupid. Like, this teacher was genuinely bad. Like, he was genuinely not a good teacher. And I really didn't like him. Anyway, that was kind of a tangent I got off on. But yeah, I'm still playing Slitherio. I don't think I've gotten above 2,000. I can see that the highest one is no, don't fart on me. That's not even funny. Who has 22,000? Damn, 913. That's crazy. I don't think I've gotten above, like, I've definitely not gotten above 10,000, I don't think. Like, maybe I've gotten, like, up to, like, the lower end of, like, so between 10,000 and 15,000, but I've definitely never gone above 15,000. Like, that's crazy. It's also, like, at a certain point, when you get, like, really big, you have to start being very passive in your play. At least in my experience. But like I said, I'm not a very skilled Slitherio player. Yeah, so I used to play Slitherio with my friend in chemistry class instead of paying attention, which is probably why I wasn't doing so well. Yeah. I don't know, usually I, like, customize the skin. I don't know, but I really like the rainbow one. It's very pretty. I do support the gays and the girls, and the NBs, and yeah, everybody. I support everybody, always. Well, not everybody, but you know, let's not get into that right now. There's a long list of people who I don't support. First and foremost, my high school chemistry teacher. Do not support him. In fact, if it was up to me, he would go to jail. I would send him to jail for just being kind of terrible. Also, just like how it's so sexist of you to crush a girl's interest in the sciences. Like, how dare you? Like, I could have been a STEM girl. For all we know, I could have been a STEM girl. Though with my aversion for academic, like, pressure, I don't know, maybe not. I actually did really, like, quite well with, like, competition. Like, I remember in biology, I tried to make, oh yes, that was so good. I had a kind of rivalry with one of the girls who was, like, she was way smarter than me, like, she was doing way better than me in that class. But for one of the subjects, for some reason, I think it was in sexual education, actually, which is fucking ironic. But basically, I think I had done, like, a really comprehensive, or, like, my previous school had a really comprehensive, like, sex education, section, and so when I did it in my new school, I was kind of ahead of the curve, so we got into a kind of, like, rivalry, or academic, it's not enemies to lovers, but, yeah, like, rivals, where we were, like, testing against each other, and, like, trying to see who could complete, like, the quizzes first, and blah, 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 all that stuff, and that was really fun. Also just because I felt very confident that I knew the information, so that was really fun. She was a very nice girl. Like, I think at some point, we both got really into stationery, though I would say I feel like her love for stationery was a bit more earnest than mine. I think mine was definitely tied into some, like, inferiority complex I had about not being academic enough. So I was like, okay, time to overcompensate by buying nice pens. Whereas hers was more like, her handwriting was so good. And, like, you know, she, like, really had the calligraphy kind of vibe down. She had very neat handwriting. Like, it was kind of insane, actually. But it, like, looked really, really good. That was beautiful. Bro, that was just magnificent. Okay, I'm gonna try not to get myself killed. Yeah, no, I don't want to be in a place with a lot of people right now just because I'm a big, slow-moving target, and that is probably how pregnant women feel. Wow, that hadn't occurred to me. I don't know, was that offensive? I feel like that was maybe offensive. Oh boy. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to get out of here unscathed because I literally can't. I feel like I've made significant. Oh, okay, never mind. Yes. Oh no! Yeah, I got too greedy. I knew that would happen. I got too greedy. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't even know. I feel like half the time I'm talking, but I'm really not listening to anything that's coming out of ye old yappa. Yeah. I don't know, what are other interesting things to talk about? I was an extra on a TV show once, and I gotta say, it kind of ruined the TV experience for me a little bit. I used to be, like, my parents have already always really hyped up my, like, acting skills, since I was in a play when I was, I think, 6 or 7, like a school play, like, it wasn't even like a real play, and they've always hyped up my talent ever since then, so I've really always had this kind of, complex where I'm like, oh yeah, if I wanted to, I could be a very successful actor, but I've never really tried to test that out or anything, but I've always kind of, one specific thing about acting, or like acting on television or in movies that has always really intrigued me, is the idea of like, so you're in a movie, and you're acting in the movie, and when you watch the movie back, you both have the opportunity to perceive it as like, as an audience member, but you also have like, it also coexists with your memory as like a production, you know, so like you both have the visual, like, the visual, what's it called, I guess like, what's it called, souvenir, like the visual souvenir of the movie or the product itself. Oh, damn. Okay, you have the souvenir of the product or the movie itself, but you also have like the memories of the behind the scenes, and I've always just kind of wondered like how that colors the movie watching experience. Like, so not just seeing a movie from the perspective of the audience, but also as someone who's like behind the scenes working, like behind the camera, who gets to see kind of all the stuff that happens, like behind the scenes basically. So that's always really intrigued me, especially because like sometimes you have memories and then you have videos that like corroborate like the sequence of events in your memories, but it's just slightly different from how you remembered it. I don't know, it's something about memory and like, I don't know, something like that, but that's always really intrigued me. So anyway, me and my friends signed up to be extras in this like local TV show that was filming like in my area, and we show up, and it's my first time ever being on like a professional set or anything, and this was not like a high, I mean, I think it was a pretty like decently, like it was a decent budget, I'm sure, for the production, but it wasn't like high budget, but I just like, I'd never experienced being on camera or like being directed or anything like that, and man, I did not know how many takes, oh man, I wasn't paying attention, damn, I did not know how many takes went into every scene. Like, I knew, like, actors talk about doing like multiple takes of a scene, and like I always like thought, oh wow, that sounds a bit tedious, like I don't know if I'd want to do that, but I always kind of thought like, okay, but it must not be that boring, like clearly they enjoy it to some extent. But then as an extra, I mean, you don't even get lines, you just kind of have to stand or sit there. It was awful, like, it was awful, especially because we were working on scenes where the actors were doing like speeches, and so we were the audience and we had to like, it's